Hi, Annie. It's Leah. Giving my recap for the week of November 26th. I'm going to get better at this video stuff each week. Anyway, so the week was kind of half good and half not so good. Not horrible. It's just started off the week pretty well. Training got a little difficult near the end of the week. The last 2 days, day 4 and 5, were a little tougher than I would have liked, but I think it's because I'm about a week in front of my menstrual cycle. So usually the week before, um, I get more fatigued, more achy, more tired, and I definitely feel weak. Um, and then usually that goes away about a day or two before my cycle actually starts. So it's pretty interesting. And then I feel really strong and much better after that. So I'm thinking that's why I had a little bit of a tough week, is because my body is going through this hormonal cycle right now. Yay. um, but again, I mean, it wasn't that bad. It was just I kind of overshot the RPEs a little bit, and they got more difficult as the sets went on. So starting off the week with day one, box squats, they were fine. Um, I think I went maybe 5 pounds more than last week, and the RPE felt the same, so that was good. Um, T-shirt presses went really well. I'm not sure if how much of an increase I did on that top set. I think it was 7.5 RPE. Overshot that a little bit too much. I think I did 110, and the pauses started getting a little shorter as I got deeper into the set, and it was a little bit tougher than I wanted it to be. So I backed it down to 105 for the two remaining sets, because I just knew I was gonna have to start grinding them out if I kept that weight for the other two sets. Pause deadlifts felt great. Didn't have any issues there. Um, First tempo squat day, everything went really well. I did not have any kind of hip pinch or catch going on during the warm-ups or at all during the sets. So my first warm-up set, I just kept going down and waiting to feel that hip catch, and I didn't. So I was pretty happy with that. So I was able to go below parallel for those squats. My first rep is still high. I don't know. I'm assuming that's just nerves or just anxiety related to feeling that pain. I'm not sure. But as I get deeper into the set, the reps start getting deeper. So that's pretty good. Um, let's see. Bench felt great that day. Didn't have any problems there. Deadlifts. The sets of 6 started off same weight as last week, 245, I think, for the RPE 6 set, 265 for the RPE 7 set. It was RPE 7 the first set, about a 7.5 the second set, and then about an 8 on the third set. They did not feel as peppy as they did last week. I felt like I was struggling a little bit more. I was definitely struggling in getting my upper back tight and my lats tight and keeping them. I could see on a couple of the reps the bar was kind of floating away from me a little bit. So it definitely were not as good in terms of form as last week's were. But still got the work done. And then as I was doing leg curls that day, I was getting some weird pain in my left hamstring, basically from like the back of my knee all the way up to my glute. It was kind of like a sharp shooting pain. I don't know if that's nerve related or what was happening. It caused me to have a little trouble walking the rest of the day. In my glute. It was weird. But then the next day, I didn't feel it, and I don't feel it now. So I'm not sure what happened. Today, I think I'm supposed to do leg curls. I'm going to do them lightweight, slow, eccentric, and see what happens. See if I can kind of pinpoint what I'm feeling and where it's originating from. Um, and let's see what else. final squat day, same weight as the prior week. I think it was like I did a little more, 185 for the RPE 6 set and then 195 for the RPE 7 sets. Those also, just like the deadlifts, kind of increased as the sets went on. So first set felt like RPE 7, second about 7.5 to 8, and then the last set I think was probably an 8 to 8.5 RPE. Just fatiguing a lot quicker, just felt a lot tougher. Bench that day, this top single was same weight as last week, 125. It actually felt smoother and moved better than last week, which was good. But my 5 sets of 6 felt pretty tough. Pauses were invisible, basically. I think I only filmed 4 sets. I forgot to film 1 set. But anyway, the last set, I was like grinding out the last rep. So I was kind of bummed about that. Anyway, I think that's about it. So in terms of last week, sleep was probably got a little bit less sleep than I usually do, a little bit higher stress than usual because of kid stuff, life stuff. And then also hormones. So, but I think that's about it for my recap. Thanks for your feedback from last week. That was very helpful. One thing I do with if the RPE is the same each week, then what I tend to do is I try to keep the weight that I did the week before, or go up, because I don't like to go down. Oh, that's just it's a mental thing. It's like, to me, it means I'm getting weaker or something. But so I'm stubborn. I'm very stubborn. And I was like, I have to do the same weight that I did last week. I can't do less, even though it's not feeling that great. That's kind of what happened, I think, with the last 2 days of training this week. I have to somehow get out of that mentality that, RPE is based on how you're feeling that day, not compared to, the week before, or many weeks before, or the coming weeks ahead. So just got to get better at grinding that into my head. But yeah, overall, I think the week went good. Everything feels pretty good. I was really happy with no hip pain. Oh, on that second day of tempo squats, no hip pain either. So that's really good. The glute soreness and glute pain post training is definitely subduing as well. I'm not feeling that nearly as much. Like today, everything feels great. I'm not feeling any pain even when I'm sitting. So that's good. And I think that's about it. Nutrition's going good. Yeah. Good recap overall. All right. Thanks so much. And I have all the links to the videos in my email, and I will talk to you soon.